If you've got ADHD and morning routines feel like wrestling a dragon before a coffee, you are not alone. Maybe you've read The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, only to find that waking up at 5 a.m. just left you exhausted. Or maybe you tried Tony Robbins' morning routine and discovered that cold plunges are just a bit too, well, cold. And you could say extreme. Well, don't worry, because in this video, we're going to explore the mindset that you actually need to build a realistic, ADHD-friendly morning routine, one that works with your brain, not against it. Hi, you're listening to me, Jamie Vasilian, the Hypnosis for ADHD specialist, someone who has ADHD just like yourself, and I love to create content designed to inspire and transform. And if it's your first time around here, or if you've been watching for a while now, I just want to take this opportunity to remind you to like and subscribe to this channel for the latest updates from the world of ADHD hypnosis and coaching. Anyway, let's dive straight back in. Let's be real. When you have ADHD, it's easy to get caught up searching for that perfect solution, the perfect medicine. After all, when we have ADHD, it's got to be next level, right? So when it comes to morning routine, just like everything else, you can't just have any old morning routine. It has to be the ultimate morning routine, the one that changes everything. So yes, how you start your day does have a big impact on how it unfolds. In many ways, it sets you up for the day ahead, starting off as you intend to proceed, as they say. But, and it's a big but, you've got to let go of perfectionism. Whenever you notice perfectionism in yourself, remember these words. Don't sacrifice the good enough for the imaginary perfect. Because perfectionism, something that us ADHDers are prone to, leads to procrastination. And also because what seems perfect for someone else might be awful for you. Because no perfect morning routine will magically fix your life anyway, even if it existed. And because what needs adjusting runs deeper than a checklist. In fact, I was planning to walk you through my morning routine in this latest video, but I realized that we need to talk about mindset first. Otherwise, I'll just be giving you yet another routine to feel guilty about not following. Because mine, let's be honest, it's pretty insane, like a lot of people's, to be honest. I might even beat Sharma and Tony Robbins in weirdness, but we'll leave it there for now. Let that be a quick plug for my next video. Just because some productivity bro sips celery juice at dawn and journals for 45 minutes doesn't mean you should. You're not them. You're not supposed to be. Because you're you. And you might not like celery juice. Or it might not be necessary. Because everyone's brain, energy, and life rhythms are different. What works for one person might totally flop for another. Sure, you can steal a few ideas here and there, but be sure to build your own system. Also, we need to be aware that what might work for you today, in this stage of your life, might not be effective in a later stage in your life. For example, I had a different routine when I was working for an employer. But now that I work for myself, my routine still contains some of the same elements, such as exercising or prayer, but it's also changed because my circumstances have changed. And also, even though my morning routine tends to follow the same structure from day to day, there is still necessary flexibility within that, such as shortening the time I might run to tick off that exercise component of my routine, or on a dull day, when there's less natural light, I add in red light therapy from home, which gives me a similar boost. But anyway, we're getting too much into the specifics of morning routines, which isn't for this video, but I just wanted you to understand that the routine needs to be flexible and adaptable to each person's circumstances. Now, designing that ideal, well, good enough morning routine that is tailor-made to your needs takes time. It's a process, and it's also a relationship, not with someone else, but with yourself. It's like dating yourself. Okay, that does sound a bit weird. But anyway, let's just say you need to get to know your patterns, your rhythms, and quirks. And yes, that involves experimentation, quite a lot of detective work, and time. Now, it might be annoying to hear that people with ADHD often have low self-awareness, but that's not set in stone. People with ADHD can be different amongst themselves. If you're watching this video, then like myself, you may be the kind of person with ADHD that likes to reflect, learn, and grow in self-awareness. Indeed, this process of discovering your good enough morning routine can be seen as exactly that, an opportunity to grow, to pay attention, to reconnect with you. So it's time to put on that detective hat and get ready to know thyself. So when you've got ADHD, you might be tempted to go all in and try to overhaul your life in one go. We're nothing if not ambitious. We tend to be all or nothing, on or off kind of people. But the truth is, our minds and bodies also crave familiarity. They resist massive change, even if we want it. So if you go from 0 to full throttle miracle morning, you'll probably just crash and burn and end up feeling like a failure again. And we don't need more of that. I certainly know that this is an addictive cycle that I've got stuck in over the years, and I'm sure you're familiar with it as well. Starting off excited, doing really well for the first few days, but then giving up, maybe having another go at it later, or becoming excited at the new morning routine marketed as the latest best thing that everyone's doing. If only this time, you think to yourself. But a simple mental shift in just 3 words that I found very, very helpful is less is more. In other words, stop trying to set up a new morning routine in one go. Instead, just start on getting into place one simple habit. Do that for maybe a week. Once you've got that in place, then you can add the next habit. This is called habit stacking, like Lego bricks. Each habit becomes the foundation for the next. And if you want to learn more about the concept, you can check out the book Atomic Habits by James Clear or Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg, PhD. But the point is, practicing habit stacking is easier and more natural to the way that we normally do things and learn in everyday life. If you think about it, everything that you do on a daily basis since you were a kid is a result of tiny little habits stacked one on top of the other, one at a time. And whilst you're there, here's a bonus mental reframe that I think could really help you. I call it the 1 week rolling contract. Instead of committing to a routine forever, which sounds pretty scary, right? Just aim to practice for 1 week. And then at the end of the week, just check in with yourself. If it worked, great, re-up the contract. No pressure, just progress. 1 day, 1 week at a time. If your morning routine feels like a punishment or a chore, the problem isn't you. The problem is your routine. With ADHD, we're not willpower driven, we're interest driven. So if we want our routines to stick, they need to be more enjoyable. Like music, then why not start your day with a favorite song whilst the coffee brews? Years ago, I had a playlist of motivational tracks I blast every morning whilst making breakfast, dancing around like nobody was watching. That was part of an effective morning routine for ADHD, incorporating movement and a good dose of fun. I'm reminded of a client of mine who didn't want to give up her TV habit in the morning, so she bought a treadmill. Now she walks whilst watching her favourite shows, with the curtains open to make sure that she also gets enough morning light, which we know is good for brain function and ADHD, to have a good circadian rhythm, improve mood, focus, and energy. That's a perfect example as well of combining different elements of an effective morning routine, light, movement, and enjoyment, skipping perfectionism and creating something customized that actually works for you. So make your routine something you want to do, not something you have to do. So the next time you hear about the world's most perfect morning routine and it makes your head spin, maybe something is telling you not to go there. Every little decision in the morning is like a wave slowing your ship. More choices equals more resistance. Now, friction can be useful if you're trying to avoid something, but in the case of your morning routine, you want to reduce friction. So you could try prepping the night before. Maybe you could lay out your clothes, set your to-do list, put your running shoes where you'll see them in the morning as a reminder. You see, all brains have limited mental capacity, which includes limited decision fuel. But of course, when you have ADHD, our mental resources are precious. We really can't afford to waste any more of these resources sweating the small stuff. And if you burn through that fuel before breakfast, well, you've got less mental juice left over, maybe none, for what really matters in your life. Years ago, an entrepreneurial friend of mine explained, I'm too busy to waste time shopping and thinking about what to buy or what to wear. So I just buy the same trousers and t-shirts in different colors. And in the morning, I also don't have to think about what to wear. After all, there are more important decisions to be made. Absolute genius. I think we might want to take a leaf out of his book. You've probably heard that habits take maybe 21, 30, or even 66 days to form. The truth? It depends. Yes, consistency matters, but how you build the habit matters even more. Here's where I bring in my hypnotherapy hat by introducing you to a key aspect of hypnosis that we call mental rehearsal. Studies show that imagining yourself doing something, waking up, getting dressed, making breakfast, activates the same brain regions as doing it. That's why virtual reality therapy is booming right now. But guess what? You already have a VR system. It's called your imagination. You see, when you're deeply immersed in a movie or something fictional, your heart rate still increases due to fear or excitement, even though it's not real. And of course, if I came over and tapped you on the shoulder and you would tell me that, you would say it's just make believe, and also be somewhat annoyed that I'd, snapped you out of your trance. Another way of saying this is that when you're watching the movie, even if it's far-fetched, the part of you we call your subconscious mind responds as though it were real. The subconscious doesn't distinguish imagination from reality. You could say it's like being of two minds. Anyway, the point is, if you mentally rehearse your morning routine vividly and repeatedly, you're laying down neural pathways in advance of reality. In other words, you're speeding up the process of habit formation, making it easier. You're pre-living success. And this is something that you can practice after watching this video. And it's something that I guide clients through on a regular basis to achieve their goals and make changes in record time every day. Quick tip, if you decide to do this yourself, when practicing mental rehearsal, imagine observing yourself like you're seeing a future vision of yourself, maybe on a screen, rather than imagining it through your own eyes. Why is this important? Well, because seeing it from the outside keeps your brain focused on wanting the outcome, boosting that much needed dopamine and motivation. Now, habit formation certainly doesn't need to take 66 days, 30, not even 21. Let's be optimistically realistic though. It will take a little time, but perhaps when you do things the right way, it can take a lot less time than you imagine if you imagine building the habit in your mind first. So if you've tried and failed before, maybe don't try harder, try differently, try smarter, try hypnosis for ADHD. In summary, don't copy, customize. Stay flexible, not perfect. Start tiny, stack habits, make it fun. Prep ahead to reduce friction, and visualize to solidify faster. You don't need a perfect morning, you just need one that actually works for you. ADHD isn't a flaw, it's a different operating system. So why not build a morning routine that your brain actually runs well on? I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to drop your most effective or downright weird morning habits in the comments section below. I genuinely want to hear them. And speaking of weird, stay tuned for my next video where I'll be revealing my own crazy morning routine and how I get my ADHD brain firing on all cylinders, even without meds. Now, if this kind of content hits home for you, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more ADHD-friendly tips, strategies, and of course, our unique ADHD hypnosis sessions. Oh, and if you haven't already, make sure to sign up to my mailing list to get access to the Hypnosis ADHD collection. That's 5 short but powerful MP3s to help you relax, focus, manage hyperfocus, improve memory, and sleep better. And I mean, who wouldn't want more of that? You'll find the link in the description for that below this video. Anyway, you've been listening to me, Jamie Vasilian, the Hypnosis for ADHD specialist. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next one.